Nope, sorry, spin it. Oh boy. Here we go. Okay. Which statement best describes a chromosome? Well, we already looked at a chromosome, right? Here's a chromosome, whether it's single-stranded or double-stranded. Okay. It's a gene. Is a chromosome one gene? No. Chromosome has many, many, many genes on it. So chromosome is not a gene. So this is out. It has genetic information, sure. Contained in DNA? Yeah, sure does. Let's look at the rest. It's a reproductive cell. A chromosome is a cell? No. Chromosomes are in cells. That's out. It contains hundreds of genetically identical DNA molecules. I don't really understand that. It contains hundreds of genetically identical? No. It's all one molecule. It's all connected. The whole thing is connected. It's just wound tightly. There aren't multiple DNA molecules in here. It's just one long molecule. Okay, so it's not hundreds of genetically identical molecules. So we're answering with B. All right, number 8. The expression of a trait. The expression of a trait is dependent on the arrangement of amino acids in the protein, the shape of the subunits in the DNA. Okay, the subunits in the DNA are the nucleotides. Oh, we love DNA made of nucleotides. Phosphate, sugar, and a base bonded down the side. It's always the same. It's identical. It's phosphate, sugar, base, phosphate, sugar, base. The shape of the subunit is always the same. That's not what's determining your trait. The shape. It's the order of the bases that determines your trait. Okay, so that's not it. Number of chromosomes present in the nucleus. That is not going to determine the expression of your trait either. It's the order of the bases that's going to determine your trait. Sequence of bases coded for by the ribosome. Okay, that makes no sense. If it said sequence of amino acids coded for by the DNA, that would be right. The ribosome doesn't code for anything. The ribosome just puts together what it's told to put together. It doesn't code for anything. Only the DNA codes for something. This one's kind of hard. Okay, the arrangement of amino acids. What order are the amino acids in? That is what's going to determine what trait you have. The DNA determines the amino acids. The ribosome just puts them together. The answer is A. Let's go down to number 9. It says, base your answers on the universal genetic code chart below and on your knowledge of biology. All right, here's the code chart again. I'm taking it from the other page because mine is just craziness. Okay. Here we go. Same chart. Just like the wheel. It's the same exact thing. Just a little bit different in the way that you use it. Okay. When provided with a sequence of bases in one segment of mRNA, the universal genetic code chart is used to do what? So why are we using this? So when you're provided with a sequence of bases, this is a sequence of bases, right? This is a base. Guanine, cytosine, uracil. That's the sequence of bases. So what is that helping us to do? Identify DNA. That's not what this chart is for. Chart is for helping you to identify what amino acid to put, right, in a sequence. Determine the sequence of amino acids in a protein. Yes, that's the answer. These are amino acids. There's 20 different types. These determine what order they go in, okay? And that will determine your protein, and then the protein shape will form, and then the protein can function. That's the whole point. Moving on. Let's go to number 10. Body cells include nerve cells and muscle cells. Each makes a number of different proteins. For example, nerve cells make cholinesterase and muscle cells make myosin. Which statement best compares the DNA normally found in these two types of cells? Okay, so one cell makes one protein and a different cell makes a different protein. So they're saying, how can we compare the DNA in these two cells? Is it different? Do they have different DNA? They definitely do not have different DNA. Every single cell in your body, except for your gametes, has identical DNA, unless there's been a slight mutation in one of them. That's it. They're identical. okay? They're the same. Identical DNA, different DNA. No, no. The two cells have identical DNA and use the same section of